Okay, so the purpose and function of this lesson is to explore dissonant intervals, and these are going to function as a kind of library or a small library of voicings that you can use to mix and match with and get you started to further your own explorations into the style. So let's start out with the first voicing, which is B diminished with a lower E bass. We'll look at each interval in order as it appears in the etude. So we have the lower E bass, then we have the B note, which functions as our tonic or root. F is at 10 on the third, that's our flat fifth, and then the minor third is 12 on the fourth. Play them in order. So our second chord is B sus4, parentheses flat fifth, and an E bass. Lots of different things or ways you can name these chords. Really, they're just identifiers, so as long as the name of the chord makes sense to you or is easy to remember, that's really all that matters. What's more important is that you really do digest and absorb the way these notes sound when in combination. So let's do that now. We've got a tonic B, fret 9 on the fourth, flat fifth 8 on the fifth, and then the fourth, which is the low E note. Play them in order. Really pay attention to where the dissonance occurs. In this case, it's all over the place throughout the chord. Next voicing, E5, parentheses flat 5. One's a pretty easy one to look at, and essentially it's more of a melody than a chord anyway. Reminds me of something Slayer might do off the slower albums, South of Heaven or Seasons in the Abyss. So if we play that bar, we get an idea of what it sounds like in combination. So the key intervals for getting that dark sound here are the flat of fifth and the minor second. Flat of fifth is at fret 8 on the fourth string, minor second is at fret 8 on the fifth string. There's just a couple of improvisations on those notes. Very fun to play with, so as a combination of notes, excellent to experiment with, and I would encourage you to do that. Next voicing, B diminished / E. So this one is an easy voicing, except for the fact that we have to bar the finger down on 10. Well, you don't have to. I tend to do that. And you want to bar it from string 1 to 3. So if we play the notes in order, we get root, the low E note first, so that's the bass note. And then we have the root note B on 12, second string. And we have flat fifth F, fret 10 on the third. Minor third, 12 on the fourth string. Minor third repeating in next octave, 10 on the first. And then tonic note again, which we already did, 12 on the second. Play them in order. Pretty cool sound, sort of a seventh chord shape in a way. If you were to take this little shape, like here, and just bar your finger from 2 to 5, you'd actually end up with a G7 chord. Next voicing, F sus4, parentheses flat 5. So this one's probably my favorite of the bunch. If you just play the first two notes of it, which is the fourth degree and the flat fifth, that's 11 on 2, 7 on 1, you actually get a really nice starting point. Add in the other two notes and you get like a little mini tritone interval. So we've got the tonic note, which is 10 on the third, and then the flat of fifth, 9 on the fourth. Very cool. Lots of opportunities to use that. Now for the next 3 bars, it's just a repeat of what we started with, so no need to go through those as we've already done them. And we're finishing off then with the E sharp sus4, parentheses flat fifth / B. Big name for a chord, honestly, not very difficult to play, and you'll be able to see that it's not once I've done it. So Forgetting about the chord name for a moment, if we just looked at it intervallically in fragments, and we took the B flat note here at fret 8 on the 4th string, play that with the B, it's actually just a minor second interval because the B note's next door to the B flat here. It's just that we're doing it on string 2. Then if we looked at 8 on the 5th and 7th on the 6th, that's just a tritone interval. Say the root note being B, forgetting about the chord name like I said, and the F note being the tritone. Always remember that chord names are identifiers, and there are a number of ways to name them, and it's not that important as long as you get one of those names from the pool of names, and they are something that you can remember and make sense to you in order to identify the chord. That's what matters most. Let's play that bar. Lastly, we've got the D diminished chord. Pretty easy voicing here. The hardest part is just barring from 10 on 6 to 3. And then we've got the middle at 11 on the 5th and the 3rd at fret 12 on the 4th. So we've got the tonic note D, flat 5th, A flat, tonic repeating at fret 12 on the 4th, and then minor 3rd 10 on the 3rd. And that's it for our library of voicings. All we have to do then is practice the etude, and to be honest, even though I wrote it and played it in the introduction, I found I had to practice it a bit. And that's because when you write something, it doesn't always kind of flow straight away. You have to piece it together. So I found myself liking the sound of it, how everything turned out, but I did have to practice it to get it fluid and also just to remember what to do, because it does jump around quite a bit. And that is it. So I hope you've had fun with it. Get to know these note combinations and voicings, and try mixing the order of all the notes up when you play those groupings in the chord voicings, and just see how it affects everything. Try doing them in a different order, mix and match, and you can have a lot of fun doing it, even if it doesn't always turn out the way that you would hope. It's an interesting and fun exercise to do. In any case, I will see you soon for another lesson on another day. So until then, bye for now.